Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and the world of electric bicycles is confusing these days. Not only do you have 3 different levels of electrified options, a level 1 like this in front of us that's still assisted by pedals, all the way up to level 3 bikes, the ones that you see teenagers riding around without helmets at 35 miles per hour down city streets. But then also you have so many different brands coming out with electrified bike options. You've got name your new flavor of the week bike coming out from China, but then you have all the way up to more reputable brands like Yamaha here giving you electrified options. And for me, if I'm going to be riding down fast trails, if I'm going to want something to maintain for a long time and to hold up and to have a good warranty, I'm going to go with a reputable brand. Yamaha has been making motorcycles and motorized products for decades now, and they've always been right up there with the top of quality. I mean, if you're talking to somebody in the power sports realm, they're going to say Yamaha or Honda. I mean, that's pretty much the way to go if you want something that's very fun, but also very reliable. This is Yamaha's top electrified bike option. This is the YDX Moro 07, which means it is a full suspension mountain bike, rock shocks in the front and rear, Maxxis tires, all their top level componentry. And this one's coming in just over $6,000, which honestly, if you're familiar with the mountain bike world, you know actually isn't a crazy price for everything you're getting. But if you're not going to be riding this thing like the racers do, and yes, they do race these bikes, racers rely on this exact componentry as you get here to go out and do high-speed racing. If you're not going to be doing that sort of stuff, if you're a little bit more of a casual rider, they make more affordable options. In fact, they even make ones without suspension and kind of more basic affordable riding options. But what you're still getting is Yamaha engineering through the whole thing. Unlike a lot of other bikes that are out there that simply use a frame from somebody else and kind of tack on some of the electrified bits, Yamaha actually has the full engineering in-house for the drive motor, the battery, and the frame. So they've got this kind of split frame technology here that's reducing weight but also adding strength. And they've got a few riding aspects that are unique to the Yamaha that we're going to talk about here in a moment. So this is not going to be your traditional go out and rip mountain bike trails at 30 miles per hour downhill sort of review. No, I am what I would consider to be a little bit more of a casual rider. So I'm actually out here camping in some of the BLM lands south of Death Valley National Park. I brought the BMW F850 GS. I brought my trusty F350 Super Duty, and on the back of it put the bike and the other bike, the YDX Moro 07. So I'm out here actually exploring some of these trails and some of the land and in various two-wheeled options. Now, if you do want to see more on the F850, check the link below, and same with the Power Stroke. But yes, I've done some traditional riding on this bike, and we're going to show some more traditional riding footage here later in the video. But I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about why an electrified mountain bike option is cool for just a lifestyle sort of trip like this. So I've heard there's actually a ghost town a few miles up this road here, and it's a pretty gnarly road. So the truck would be going about 5-10 miles per hour, just slowly making our way through. The motorcycle, that could probably do it, but it would be a very different experience. But we're going to do it on the Moro. Now, first things first, in full disclosure, you'd be surprised how often reviewers are stopping and checking specs on their phone as they shoot reviews. But we have absolutely no cell signal out here. I mean, we are way out here in the boonies. Just listen real quick how quiet it is. I mean, it is silence out here. So I've got some safety gear, I've got satellite communication, but I'm on my own when it comes to specs and figures. So like I said, this is about just over $6,000. This is the medium frame bike. I've also been riding around the larger frame. And the shocks have full adjustability for compression, rebound, up front and in the back. And these are 27.5-inch wheels, so maybe not the 29ers that you might be expecting from a full-fledged mountain bike like this. I need to talk to Yamaha and ask why they decided to go with a little bit smaller option for wheels and tires. Turn the bike on right here, hold this power button, and then you've got a battery readout. I'm not sure how well this is going to be coming up on the chest cam, but then you adjust the amount of assist with these buttons here on the handlebars. You can still shift gears pretty conventionally. This one comes equipped with a bell, and off we go. Now, there are plenty of videos out there that are going to tell you how capable the YDX Moro is for high-speed trail sort of riding. But I find electric and electrified mountain bike options to be more interesting from a less conventional bicycle usage sort of situation. Don't get me wrong, I love having an electrified mountain bike for going and exploring trails around my house. I mean, it allows me to get to trails that would take me hours and hours to get to conventionally in much less time and much less effort. But I also want to show it off in a situation like this where I'm out camping, I'm only out here for a few days, and I want to try to see all there is to see out here. And so right now you see me kind of just riding, no electric assist. I mean, honestly, still not terrible. I'm able to get around decent mile per hour here, but I'm already starting to get a little bit winded. So I'm going to press up once on the first level of assist. Now, this level is kind of what you might traditionally call like an eco mode. Yamaha says this should make it feel more like riding a non-electrified mountain bike. So it's going to give you just enough assist to sort of make up that weight penalty, and definitely a heavy bike compared to some of the class-leading traditional mountain bike options out there. But this is supposed to make it so you could ride pretty much all day and not have the battery go out. Then next level up, this is kind of like your mid-level riding mode. So all of a sudden it gets much easier. There's much more assist happening from the pedals. And remember, there's nothing I can do to manually give assist. If I stop pedaling, the bike stops going. But there's just an algorithm for how much assistance the motor is giving me as I pedal. And if I press up one more time, now the drive motor is multiplying my pedaling effort by about 4 times, and I could shift up into taller gears. And look at that. I mean, I'm really cooking now. Really not taking all that much more effort. But what makes the Yamaha stand out from a lot of the competition is an adaptive assist mode. I think they call it automatic mode. And it's actually got a yaw sensor in the bike. And if it senses that I'm on some sort of steep incline or decline, it's not going to all of a sudden feed maximum torque. If I start to pedal real hard, it's going to make sure that, oh, hey, he looks like he might tip over if all of a sudden we give him full power. We're going to dial it back a little bit and sort of ease the power on. And that's really nice to have, because I've ridden some electric mountain bikes before where if I'm going up a really slow, steep section on a trail, if I were in full power mode and I pedaled a little too hard, it would loop the bike right over on top of me and I'd fall probably down to my death, to be honest. So I think it's really clever, and it really shows that Yamaha put some thought into engineering these bikes, because then I can have full power mode enabled if I were riding up a tough, tight, technical trail, which we might see a little bit of here in a little bit. Then the bike would sort of keep me from looping itself. Here we are showing another advantage of the electrified abilities with the YDX Moro is I can go really slow through some of these sections and still have the power to pull through when needed. So I'm in first gear, really slow type crawling, and it can kind of get you through some of this stuff. Look at this, this is awesome. Creek running by. Trail has virtually disappeared because of erosion and this natural water flow, but up here looks like we're picking back up. Across the river, stream really. It's not much of a river, is it? And there we are. This is getting pretty gnarly. You can see where some of the stuff is falling. Let's just go right up this way. Why not? Ooh, that might be why not. Let's ride it. Yeah. Can do it on this. Having lived out in Michigan and done a lot of mountain biking on those type of trails, and then coming out here to California, the benefits of an electrified mountain bike are much greater out in this type of terrain, where a lot of your rides essentially just consist of going up forever in one direction and then back down. Because in Michigan you're kind of doing up and down and up and down. There's nice flow to the trails, and in general you don't need much assistance. But out here, oh my gosh, you just be going so slow and be so bored on your way up, and then you're riding back down. So it's nice to be able to go up this at some pace. Okay, so apparently this is a ghost town, the old abandoned town of Panamint. I mean, I think town is a broad term. Ghost Village, maybe. Somebody is up here with a 4Runner or a Land Cruiser, it looks like. Whew. All right, let's check this place out a little bit. Apparently this was an old mining spot. I'll have to read the information over there to see exactly when the dates were like, but I'm sure a lot of people come up here to camp and such now. Oh, kitchen probably. Huh. Time to go back down the hill, and that's where the top level equipment here on the YDX Moro 07 certainly comes into play, because we've got the best brakes, excellent suspension, and I can go down this hill with confidence, knowing that when I need to stop, I can do so. Even after riding the brake for a while, they're gonna stay nice and cool. And any of these big bumps I hit can be soaked up very nicely. Right here. Ooh, yeah, nothing. And there we are, back to home base. That's the beauty of this electrified option, is being able to go up and do that whole ride, see those sort of things, and then not be totally gassed and still have time to do more stuff. The sun's coming out more, we got blue skies over there. So I'm gonna get the bike put away and then head out on the bigger bike and go do some more exploring of this area. Wrapping up our time with the YDX Moro 07 with some conventional mountain biking out here in Crystal Cove State Park, Orange County, and perfect opportunity to really flex the various advantages of the electrified mountain bike. We've got some big steep hills and dozens of miles of trail, and if you want to see all of it and not take the entire day and go through thousands of calories, you're going to need some sort of electrified option. So we've got some more wide open type of trails that we're riding. We've got some tighter mountain bike style trails, some single track. Let's wrap up some of our thoughts on the bike. I've had the advantage of getting to ride both the large frame and this medium frame Moro 07, and me being 5'10", about 165 pounds, I've actually had a little bit more fun on this medium frame bike. The large frame works well too, but considering I'm kind of at the bottom end of fitting on that one, whereas I'm a little closer to the top end of fitting on this one, this is the one that's felt a little bit more manageable, a little bit more comfortable. Makes sense a little bit more for my body style and type. Brakes have been excellent. You come to a hard stop real easily. Shifting's been good. Really appreciating the automatic assist with the electric motor for these type of riding situations. We're not going to see it too much right in this open spot, but when we go up some steeper hills going up, you'll see it's advantageous to have the motor be a little smarter than just a simple motor. And I am seeing some pretty heavy duty mud here, something I did not expect. Oh no. Oh, I really don't want to get my feet all dirty. Oh, right? Oh, we got a little bit more here. How are we tackling this one? Looks like it's hard enough on this side. There we go. Throttle out. Interestingly, I actually went to a different park to ride and shoot this review earlier today, but they had recently passed a law, this was in Irvine, that no form of electrified bike was allowed on their open trails, not even level 1 mountain bikes like this. And I was looking into kind of some of the justification for that, and there were some conflicting justifications. One of them was the weight of the bike, but I don't really think that's valid, because what difference is a 50-pound mountain bike with me, a 165-pound rider on it, versus something like a 30-pound mountain bike with a 200-pound rider on it? Doesn't look like I'm going to be riding through that, huh?
Let's see what you're made out of, big boy.
Wow. Here we go. Yeah, I'll just do this.
Will that work?
Yep. Great. Thank you. Well, electric wasn't getting us through that one. Yeah, weight doesn't seem to be a good argument to me, because, again, are you just being fat phobic then? You're not going to allow heavy people on light bikes to ride? So, okay. And then speed was another concern. However, these only help you up to 20 miles per hour roughly. So anything above that, you're doing it without the help of electrification. And I understand it's easier to get up to speed, maybe in some tighter sort of situations, so it's easier to ride recklessly on an electric mountain bike, but you can absolutely get going 30, 40 miles per hour on a traditional lightweight mountain bike going downhill. So I don't really buy the speed argument very much either. The only argument that I see is valid for not wanting electrified mountain bikes, level 1 mountain bikes on your trails, is the erosion aspect, because we do have a lot of torque going through this rear wheel, and theoretically speaking, if I'm really giving it the beans riding up some of these sections, yeah, I can see how the torque to the rear wheel would be causing more erosion than a simple option, you know, a non-electrified option. Man, this is a steep one. I'm in first gear, using all the help I can get. Suspension's been great. Can't really ask for much better in terms of bump absorption and adjustability. It's all right there. You can do some with an air tool and some compression and rebound adjustment just with a flick of the wrist. Really tailor the bike to whatever sort of riding you're doing and whatever sort of rider you are. It's nice having the quick adjust seat as well. Various sorts of riding situations when I'm doing anything a little slower, a little more technical, I like to drop the seat down, make it easier to get my legs down, but if I'm just running on an open trail section, I'll raise it up. Now, regarding the battery, I will say it is a bit smaller than some of the competition, and both myself and my colleague Jeff have noticed that it does run out a little bit quicker than some of the other bikes we've ridden. It's not, doesn't seem to be limiting for your average day sort of ride. I mean, I've been out here for a while now and I'm still at 3 bars, but probably gonna be getting down to 2 here soon. Still got quite a few hills to travel. I don't think it's going to be debilitating for most riders and riding situations. And I could see it being a little more of Yamaha's justification of, all right, well, we're building this bike more for racers, people wanting to go out and get maximum performance on a shorter period of time versus the extra weight of having sort of a long ride endurance sort of battery configuration. So if you are someone who's looking to really extend your life and you want to be able to ride with maximum electric support and also go for maybe a whole weekend or a whole very long day's ride with a lot of climbs, you might want to consider something that's got a little bit larger battery. For this tight technical stuff, I could see why having 29-inch wheels would be a little more advantageous compared to these 27.5s. Not something you really notice in most riding, but I'd feel a little bit more confident getting up and over some of these obstacles in a tight situation like this if I had the 29s. Oh, okay, something like this. Speaking of wanting to have the 29-inch wheels. Okay. Ooh, this is intense. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ride this, but we're gonna see. We're gonna drop the seat down a little bit. We got the automatic mode. Oh man, first gear. Ooh. That's tough. That's tough. All right. Here we go. Come on, come on. Ooh. Hit the pedal a little bit there. Oh, what the heck? What's this? Why is it flashing? It just gave up. Is it still? Okay, there was some assist there. Why is it flashing on me? All right, I guess just as if this were a car, we're gonna shut it off and turn it back on. Maybe it's a heat issue? All right, flashing's gone. Let's get it back into the same mode I was in and try again. Okay, well, we're gonna be walking this a good bit right here. This is crazy. And now we're going back down. I gotta be really careful not to come around any of those crazy rock sections. Whew. All right. The bike is capable. It's capable, it's stout. Some things that I'd like to see changed would maybe be a screen. I know some of the models have a screen, or maybe it's an option or something. It'd just be nice to be able to see the time and your speed, and maybe a little bit more of a breakdown of which mode you're in. Surprisingly, even after climbing up all that hill, we're still at 3 bars of battery, 3 out of 4, so I was proven wrong there. But yeah, I would trust the product from Yamaha. Maybe in the world of actual electric mountain bikes, there are competitors who might build a more compelling product, but at about $6,400 and with a 5-year warranty and Yamaha dealer network, I think you could do a lot worse. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on a few electric bikes, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, ride on.